everybody, this is your girl Miss Sophia the Diva, and I'm back again for another live review and discussion of Being Mary Jane. I didn't feel like going back downstairs to my office, so I'm just filming from my bedroom in my bed. So it's kind of like, remember Joan Rivers used to have conversations with Joan Rivers in the bed, so we're having live reviews in the bed with Diva, even though I'm still fully clothed and hanging out. I hope everyone who is watching or is going to be able to join has watched the latest episode of Being Mary Jane. I was so here for this episode. This is Being Mary Jane, Season 4, Episode 5, Getting Served. I'm glad that the storyline has ventured back to the dysfunction that is still going on with Mary Jane's family. As you all know, Niecy at the end of last season was tased. We saw her earlier in the season reverting back to some old habits, as in getting back with her child's father. Don't get me wrong, it's my understanding that most women are hopeful and prayerful that the father of their children will eventually get some act right and be a father and a boyfriend or a husband, whatever it is they need them to be. But it is evident that due to the maturity of Dante, that ain't gonna happen. But I will say in this episode that Miss Niecy, honey, she got her grown woman Bernadette waiting to exhale together, okay? So Mary Jane and her brother, her youngest brother, PJ, both are living in New York, but they're homesick because it's Super Bowl weekend. Their father has this champion recipe for barbecue ribs, and they trying to figure out how they can bring some of that down home taste to New York. Mary Jane went so far as to buy a smoker for the hotel she's living in. I'm like, really, a smoker? You're going to put a smoker out there? Both of them were really just homesick, and the whole storyline for Mary Jane and her brother is just them trying to get back home. I know what that's like. There are many days I really wish I could just hop on a plane and go home for the weekend and get some of my mom's home cooking and some of the food, fun, and fellowship that I don't get, especially Sundays after church. That's like the best time with my family, is that a lot of people come over after church and we have just food, fun, and fellowship. We're playing games, we're eating. Mom probably has made some peach cobbler. So I totally understand why PJ and Mary Jane are like, we want to go home. But that really wasn't the focus point of this episode. This particular episode focused on Niecy. Well, Niecy is like all people. When they get hold of a little money, they get a little wild, fancy, free. She in the club, hanging out with her girls, the Single Moms Club, honey. And they getting bottle service and all this good stuff. And I'm just like, that is why do some of us do that? Why? Girl, you were supposed to open up a trust account for these children. And, yeah, it's okay to spend a little something on yourself because, you did go through a horrendous ordeal. But you out here popping bottles. Of course, some hater heifers showed up, talking noise to her in the VIP. Tell me, I know who you are. You that bitch that got tased. And I'm like, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Of course, this leads to an altercation. Wigs get snatched. That's why, ladies, I tell y'all in my wig reviews, y'all need to make sure y'all get some bobby pins for these wigs if they don't have no combs or nothing to lock them down, okay? Secure your wig, because otherwise, when you decide to jump fool on the wrong person in the club, they can snatch your wig off, and that's what Niecy did. So it was an altercation. She got kicked out. Of course, this is an age where we have smartphones. Everybody and mama on the internet then seen it, and that's when she went to her social media, and there were all types of very derogatory things being said. Her being her, young and stupid, decided to clap back and basically put out that she got $150,000 from the settlement, which I was like, that ain't even no damn money. Like, did you get like $250,000 and the attorney took basically 40 to 50% of your settlement? Damn, and you spent $45,000 on a car for Dante. So what you got? Like 30,000 left. Which, that's the problem, is that she went on social media and publicly disclosed the settlement amount, which you can't do. Meanwhile, in between time, her son is starting to act out. He's looking for this car. Dante ain't answering the phone. I said, he probably laid up with some other woman or riding around and getting it all over Atlanta, spreading his Filipino seed. Niecy gets served with paperwork because she violated the terms of the settlement agreement by bumping her gums on social media. And now she's going to have to give back the settlement money. Problem is, how's she going to recoup all that settlement money? Because you just spent $45,000 of it on Dante, and who knows how much you paid for whatever it was you paid for that VIP at the club. It's just not a good look for her because her behavior is affecting what's going on with her younger sibling. Mama, I forgot what her, is it Helen? I think Margaret Avery's character, aka Suge Avery, aka Mama Mary Jane, I think it's Helen. Helen, they're a family that is more of an upper class black family in Atlanta. Husband had a great job. They tried to raise model kids, but unfortunately that oldest one, he fell out and went out and started doing drugs and things. So that's just shame upon the family. Like, people in every family is perfect. Like, everybody got damn perfect people. There's always at least one in every family dynamic. If somebody gonna be a drug addict, an alcoholic, or a hoe, that's just it. I mean, that's why I found it so interesting in this episode when you had people like this Jack and Jill, or Jill and Jack society, because there really is a fraternal sorority. What is it? Is it Jack and Jill? But I think they called it something else here in Being Mary Jane. Maybe it was Jack and Jill. I don't know. Either way, it's one of those high society, progressive black people. We created our own because they wouldn't let us up in their club, okay? They've seen this video, and Helen is trying to get her youngest granddaughter, Niecy's sister, into the society. And basically, they were like, the little girls there were mean to her because they were like, aren't you Niecy's sister? Oh my God. I was like, one thing I cannot stand is some smug ass little kids. They could get it. So after seeing this video, she has to confront Niecy about the fight. Niecy, since then, I think at that point had been served. And then that's when all this confession has to come out that, she goes to the attorney's office, basically said you have to give all the money back because you violated the terms. And when she comes back and tells the whole family that she had to give back the money, that's when she finally has to confess, well, I can't get back all the money because I bought Dante a car. A car? Oh my Lord. I said, Lord, y'all gonna make poor mama's lupus flare back up. I said, that is, you know what, but when you're young and dumb and stupid and you're desperate for love, you do shit like that. Just dumb shit. But at least maybe everything she did wrong in her 20s, maybe she can figure it out. Y'all need to check out that web series, Everything I Did Wrong in My 20s. That's a good web series. Ink Spot Entertainment. And, even her dad had to question. He was like, I'm really trying to be there for my daughter, Dad, but what the hell am I doing? I don't even know what to do. And that's true, because you remember, that's part of the reason why Niecy acts the way that they do, and that's why they overcompensate for her. But I'm like, at some point, y'all gonna have to cut the umbilical cord. There's only so many reparations you can pay back for, having a father who was out there in the world, basically. I mean, at some point, y'all gotta cut it. I mean, she needs to grow the hell up. She already got 2 children. She's a mother. And it's great that y'all are supporting her. But at some point, Niecy got it. Y'all need to cut it. So the dad takes her to Dante's house, because at this point, Dante isn't returning phone calls, email, text, skywriting, nothing. He ain't returning shit, okay? And so at this point, she goes and knocks on the door. He's, of course, not answering. Here come the red whip, and it ain't Dante driving it, okay? It's his other baby mama, which, do y'all remember from previous seasons if it came out that he had another baby mama? I can't remember. But either way, she was like, oh, hell no. So I thought the fight was going to break out then and some weave and wigs were going to end up going everywhere. But no, I think this was, in this scene, the moment when Niecy had a moment of clarity and realized, I've been a fool for love. A fool. And I was glad that she did call Mary Jane. And Mary Jane, Auntie, basically told her there is not a woman alive that has not been a fool for love at least once. Hell, sometimes we've been 2 or 3 times a fool for love behind some no count man. Okay? So her and the other baby mama have a heartfelt moment. They realize that Dante ain't shit. They should have been known that. Hell, both of y'all, I think, were pregnant at the same time. That's how you know you ain't got a trifling man. He dropping his seed all over town. And who knows, he probably on to the next one. Or maybe Niecy might be pregnant. Lord, please don't let them write that in the storyline that this girl is pregnant again by this trifling man. But it's a mature moment for Niecy. Basically, when all is said and done, they decide that, hey, our kids are siblings. Let's work together and get together and parent these kids together and have play dates. There's also another sad moment, and it almost made me want to burst into tears, is I forgot what the little boy's name is, but I think his dad's name is Cameron. He was like, I want a daddy. I thought Dante was my daddy or something to that effect. Basically, she said, well, your daddy sends a check every month for you. He was like, I don't want a check. I want my daddy. And I said, see, this is the shit I'm talking about. If you made them, be there for them to make them into model citizens. Because otherwise, I hate to say it, that little boy going to grow up and resent you. And he probably going to grow into something wonderful. And then you're going to miss out. But you were cutting checks, though. So Niecy it's one of those moments where it's like, damn, I got one child that has a father that she does see, but then I have a son whose father doesn't have anything to do with him. So, yeah, Dante shows up and down to the house, y'all. But first of all, one of the other funny parts was, and I wrote this as a tweet because I was like, Uncle PJ ain't trying to take nobody's phone calls today. I was like, he is not here for all this mess children. He is not here for children, okay? So, and BJ Brett, who plays PJ, wrote me back and goes, you know that's right. I was like, okay, with your sexy chocolate self, all right. But Dante shows up, and that is when we see the Bernadette waiting to exhale moment. Niecy basically goes off and said, you ain't shit. I don't want your ass. Piggyback your ass back. No, I just felt like saying it. I love that's a new line for me. But basically, she told him, get your ass and roll away on that damn bike and figure out your life, okay? Don't call me unless it's about my daughter. I said, that's right, girl. Jack and Jane, that's the name of the group. So Niecy let go and let have on Dante. I was glad to see that. The guy that plays Dante is also on Twitter. And he was like, ride off, Dante. I was like, I know that's right. Get on your bike and ride off. And then somebody said maybe Dante will learn something while biking to work in the winter. He ain't going to be biking nowhere. He going to go find him another woman and lay up with her. But I think he was really shocked. And for some reason, I think that Dante may try to stick around, even though the money's gone. Because you have to tell him, I have to give all the money back. It's all gone. So now I'm back to begging my aunt for money and my uncle. Which I'm like, why don't y'all just give her $150,000 and put it in trust? And that's another thing. Mary Jane was very upset about that because she was like, at the very least, if I had been there, I would have made sure the money was in a trust. Meanwhile, Uncle PJ, as I'm going to continue to call him, he's basically babysitting, handling up on his mentor's daughter, who's a little hot to trot, little white girl. I was like, Emmett Till. But I like the way he's handling this. We see a more mature side of PJ. Oh, girl, he asked, Mary Jane, could she get her a hookup on an internship at Great Day USA? Mary Jane was able to get it. But meanwhile, while she out, interviewing and getting little tours and meeting people, the little white girl done picked up somebody's good ass whiskey. And I'm going to tell PJ when he putting her in the cab, talking about, you want to come over to my house and have some alcohol? I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. Somebody even speculates that it's possible that maybe the mentor is setting PJ up, but I don't get that vibe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think about PJ's mentor. I thought it was wonderful she wanted to open doors for him. and get him into circles where normally, black people would not be able to participate. Eventually, Mary Jane and PJ's quest for ribs is fulfilled. He had his daddy saying ship some overnight. I said, Lord, this family. Suge Avery came out at Jack and Jane. She got them together because they told her, we're not going to take your granddaughter because your other granddaughter is a hot ass mess. And let's not forget that your oldest son was a crackhead. And that's when she let go and let them know, y'all sitting up here putting up all these airs, but ain't none of y'all perfect. Songs, I can't remember which one. Let's say Barbara. I don't know what name of Barbara, your kids. That's when everybody said, these are my confessions. We having a Yana Van Zant moment. These people were like, we about to file bankruptcy. We done bailed our kids out so much until we just can't handle it anymore. One lady was like, my husband and I are getting a divorce. We really ain't been together for the past 6 years. And so I said, see there? All this time, you never know. And a lot of us are guilty of it. I've been guilty of it. Oh, I wish I had so-and-so's house. I wish I had so-and-so's car. I wish I had so-and-so's life. But you don't know what kind of life they living behind closed doors. They could be miserable. They could be getting abused by this man that they put on Facebook, social media, that they say, oh, he's such a wonderful husband. You're dying inside. But your life looks like it's just one big floral chorus of perfection. So I was glad that she addressed that and especially because of this society, the whole point of it was to uplift and support one another, not tear each other down. That's the whole point of any of these organizations, be it Black Greek lettered or social or whatever it is. That's what these historical organizations are for, to support each other and not to close doors on one another. So I was glad that Margaret Avery's character was able to convey that. And then I think fucking Daniva said, I was waiting for somebody to say, and Donna, I've been fucking your husband for the past 3 years. I said that would have been all she wrote. After that, it would have been a fight that it broke out in the Jack and Jane house. But needless to say, the little granddaughter does make it into the Jack and Jane society. All is well that ends well. I assume next week we will be back to more drama between Justin versus Mary Jane. Will Mary Jane and Lee make it? Again, Mr. Will Packer, I would like to see Mary Jane go see a therapist. I really would. I think that might be something that can be conveyed because, as I've said time and time again in other videos, one of the biggest problems in the Black community is the fact that so many people have a problem with people going to seek out mental health therapy. No one seems to have a problem when someone is getting treated for cancer or heart disease or all of this, but when we talk about I'm going to a doctor to help get my mind together, because if my mind ain't right, my body probably ain't going to be right eventually. The psychological sometimes manifests itself in the physiological. Yes, prayer changes things. I find that prayer and meditation are wonderful, but sometimes there's nothing wrong with going to also talk to someone. You can even talk to your pastor. Some pastors are certified counselors and mental health therapists. I mean, it's just pick your poison. But I really think that Mary Jane should, because it's obvious she has a lot of issues when it comes to being in relationships. But it looks like she's in a relationship with Lee. I hope this storyline continues. I like Lee. And I think that's all. If I missed anything, comment down below. Be sure to thumbs up this video. Be sure to share it. And also be sure to subscribe to Miss Sophia the Diva's channel. I've got some more things going on. And again, I apologize for being late with getting these videos out because I'm just now uploading last week's episode. But for those of you who are watching out there, thank you so much for joining. And some of y'all can comment later, okay? But right now, get ready to watch The Quad, okay? And I will talk to you all soon.